Good morning, everyone. Well, no severe weather in southern Wisconsin yesterday, but it was a different story in the central part of the state. Look at that line of storm reports around the Winona La Crosse area, all the way over to Green Bay. Reports, particularly of hail, but also some isolated wind damage as well. There were certainly some strong winds with the storms that worked over the central part of the state. In fact, at the La Crosse airport, a wind gust of 67 miles per hour was measured there. Fortunately, I think what helped and limited the amount of damage that we saw is that a lot of the trees still don't have all their leaves yet, so we tend to see less tree damage this time of year because of that. When we get those kind of 60, 70 mile per hour gusts in the summer, when the trees have all their leaves, it acts as a sail and they tend to come down a little more easily. And Winona, the story was the hail. Lots of reports of hail coming in. Half-inch hail, penny-size hail. The biggest hail that was reported was quarter-size hail in Winona. So, pretty wild day across central Wisconsin. And I think the wilder day is going to be in southern Wisconsin today. No threat of severe storms for Winona, La Crosse, Chippewa Falls, but there is a chance of severe weather for southern Wisconsin. Now, not 8 a.m. this morning, though. Could there be a couple leftover weak thunderstorms out there? Yes, it's probably more likely to be showers, but the chance of rain is there for the morning view. And really, the chance of rain is there for everyone, even if you're over in La Crosse and Winona. What I'm more concerned about is what's going to happen in the afternoon. So for southern Wisconsin, I think the severe threat could begin as early as 1 o'clock this afternoon. See those shades of orange starting to show up. And that's what we're going to be keeping a close eye on. Now, it's probably mostly just going to be heavy rain and lightning, just a good chance of storms, but we've got to watch for some storms that might overachieve. So let's go hour by hour here. Here's 2 o'clock, there's 3 o'clock, and notice those shades of red and orange. And notice that's not showing up around La Crosse and Winona, but chance of storms for sure for Portage, Baraboo, Madison, and on over to the Racine-Kenosha area. And it's looking like that's going to be the best chance of storms, and probably where it's going to be the wettest day around the Racine-Kenosha. More rain than breaks. 4 o'clock, still got to leave the chance in for storms and possibly severe storms. I do think by 5 o'clock, notice all the activity, that area of storms is clear of southern Wisconsin, pushing on up towards the Green Bay area. That said, we're still not done with the rain yet. Again, this is just a wet day. We jump ahead to 8 o'clock in the evening, and the activity finally wrapping up around Chippewa Falls, La Crosse, but still looking pretty wet across southern Wisconsin. 11 o'clock, still got to leave in the chance around the Racine-Kenosha area. Finally, by 2 a.m., very late tonight, all the rain is finally clear of the area, and then it's going to get cold because this is associated with a cold front. So, for southern Wisconsin, again, not a high chance of severe weather today, but the chance is there. What I'm most concerned about as the storms work over us from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock this afternoon are wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. That said, can't rule out in a worst-case scenario, perhaps a storm producing up to penny-size hail. I hate to say it, but there is also a very small chance that we could get a very quick EF0 or EF1 tornado. I can't rule that out. Again, chance is small, but not zero. And again, you saw how wet a day it's going to be, particularly around Racine-Kenosha. And there's a possibility you could get multiple rounds of storms. So worst-case scenario, we could see a couple spots see up to 3 inches of rain that could cause some minor flooding, though it certainly won't be widespread. Now, as far as who's most likely to see all these different threats, it's in the shade of yellow. So places like Lake Geneva, Racine, Kenosha, Milwaukee have a greater chance of seeing those threats than areas farther to west. Now, there is a chance for all of that in Madison, Baraboo, Portage, Beaver Dam, but it is less likely. It's more likely just to be heavy rain and lightning, where you have a better chance of seeing those stronger wind gusts. The chance for a tornado if you're farther to the east. So, that's the severe threat. Now let's talk about temperatures before we wrap up. 64 in Kenosha, 65 Madison. Notice that's why the severe threat is there. It's colder to the north and west. Only a high of 55 in Chippewa Falls today, 60 in La Crosse. The front is clear of everyone, though, tonight, and so that's why, though it will be warmer to the south and east, we're seeing pretty cold temperatures. 30 for our low in Portage, 27 in Chippewa Falls, and then tomorrow, 39 in Chippewa Falls, 46 in Madison, 51 in Kenosha, all temperatures that are below normal for this time of year.